On another episode of Stories You Probably Missed, hero gunman in an Indiana mall saves lives. Every year, between 200,000 and 2 million people defend themselves with a firearm. Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Radzwion IV, your trusted attorney with Radzwion Law, PLLC. And this is another news report or stories you may have missed. This one is probably the least likely in all of our lineup so far, and that is because this is the Greenwood Mall, Indiana mass shooting, or Indiana Mall in Greenwood, where a mass shooter was stopped by a Good Samaritan armed with his concealed carry pistol. The title of this article is Real Hero Armed Good Samaritan Shoots, Kills Indiana Shopping Mall Gunman, Saves Lives. That's a really long title. This was published back in July of 2022. Essentially, it is the story of the individual who stopped the mass shooter at the local mall. And essentially, the shooter came in with a backpack and a rifle and was walking into the food court, started shooting indiscriminately, I think about 20 rounds. That's what the news article says. Whereas a 22-year-old from nearby Bartholomew County who is legally carrying a firearm at the mall shot and killed the gunman. The real hero of the day is the citizen who is lawfully carrying a firearm in that food court and was able to stop the shooter almost as soon as he began. This has shaken the community to the core. It isn't something that we've seen in Greenwood, the news article says. It's absolutely horrendous. This is the thing, everyone. These types of incidents happen all around the country. Incidents like this that don't get reported, and you think, oh, I live in a safe community. I live in a place where something like this wouldn't happen. I think that that's a narrative that has been pushed so long by the media that, if you live in a good community, things like this don't happen to you. You don't need to be prepared. This right here shows that whole line of thinking needs to be removed, and you need to be prepared. You need to have a plan, even if it's not carrying a gun to put down an active shooter. It's things like, do I know where my emergency exits are? Do I have an understanding of basic first aid skills? Do I know, where I parked in relation to where I am in the mall or wherever you're at? Can we evacuate our family safely and quickly? What is everyone in the family unit? Do they know what they're supposed to do? Give them a task or an assigned task, whether it's, hey, if something happens, call 911, right? Or, hey, grab the kids and find the nearest exit. Something like that. Have a plan in place so that if something like this goes down, you're not caught off guard. You're not standing like a deer in the headlights, and you're not an easy target. So 22-year-old Elijah Dickin was a hero who took down the mass shooter in the Greenwood, Indiana mall. He just recently that Indiana passed the constitutional carry, or you can conceal carry without a permit or taking a course. My suspicion, though, is that this individual, Mr. Dickin, this was not his first day carrying a handgun, or this was not his first go about in shooting a firearm. And here's why. Many of the news reports leave this part out, that the shooter was roughly 40 yards away from Mr. Dickin when Mr. Dickin realized what was going on, pulled out his concealed carry pistol, and started putting effective fire on the active shooter. 40 yards, if you can do math in your head very quickly, is 120 feet. 120 feet away. That is a fairly long shot for someone using a pistol. Mostly people train at 15 yards or 45 feet as the maximum, maybe 50 feet if you're really pushing yourself, but 120 feet is a very far distance, especially with just basic standard iron sights on your pistol. Mr. Dickin, I'm saying all this to say Mr. Dickin, this could not have been his first day out carrying a pistol. He had some formalized training. He was prepared. He made up his mind beforehand that, hey, I have the skills necessary to cover myself and the people that are around me and the people that I love if something like this should pop off. He has the training and the skill set to know, hey, I can effectively put fire on a target at a distance. And he felt comfortable enough doing so that it saved lives, okay? All right, however, this news article is very positive. There are some people out in the news producing world, such as the host on The View, who is really criticizing Mr. Dickin, who should be called a hero. For saving countless lives. She would rather say things like, look, it's hard to hit a moving target. He had a permit to carry the gun and he was breaking the law because the mall has a policy, a policy against carrying guns. Here's the thing. He's not breaking the law. It's a policy. Much like Indiana, Michigan has a law that says if you are carrying a firearm on a property that maybe has a policy, the policy doesn't apply to you. You're not breaking the law until the owner or employee of that entity asks you to leave. If you don't leave at that point, now you can be cited for trespassing, which would be in violation of the law. So these anti-protectionists, these anti-2A people, they want you to think that these lawful people who are carrying guns are actually breaking the law. That's not what it's about. It's about control. The narrative is always about control. Why is it that we are not hearing about all these stories? Because they want people to be kept in the dark. They want people to feel the need to be dependent on someone else for their safety and their security and protecting their family. The problem is that what happens when you need protection and the people that are supposed to come to protect you can't get there in time? Or even worse, they don't come at all. The narrative has to be broken. We have to understand that no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. You are responsible for you. That's it. I'll leave the rest of this article up. There's a little bit more here on the blog page, radzwionlaw.com/blog. It'll be under the case update tab in the right corner. If you support the Second Amendment in stories like this, please hit that like button. It helps us break the anti-2A algorithm. Leave us a comment below, and if you don't know what to say, you can always put "shall not be infringed." We appreciate those comments. People are seeing them, and it gains traction, helps our videos like this go out to the masses. We appreciate reading each and every one of your comments. And thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.